This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news, intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversation. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
The aftermath of every social revolution brings about change. Cultural norms and landmarks shift as our minds and hearts expand beyond the familiar. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose in the land of the living. This is our time to renew, revive, and restore the hope lost to the busyness of life. This is our time to dig again and rebuild from the storms of our past on a solid footing that holds. Welcome to The Foundation.
The Foundation. Foundation.
It's the foundation. Foundation. So it's the foundation. Foundation. So it's the foundation. Foundation. So it's the foundation.
It's the foundation that's rocking the nation. Howard Grant's the host, Guardian Radio Station 96.9, 12 to 2 is the time. You can call the show or use the text line. Yeah, he educates, he informs. He goes against the norm. He's really got that zeal. Plus, he's a child of God.
Foundation. It's the foundation. Foundation.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. 96.9 FM radio, Howard Grant and your company, The Foundation, on this absolutely gorgeous Tuesday. Got to be as decent as possible. I slept the night away yesterday. So Tuesday, it's a beautiful thing. We're going to have a short week this week, sort of a sprint to Friday. I know you guys are excited. For those of you who didn't wake up groggy this morning, you got to pop a couple of Tums and whatnot because you did way too much. Listen to me. Can I say this? I want to be as decent as possible. Do I say it now or do I say it later? Right? Thank God for certain governments in it because we wouldn't have no party. But I just want to be as decent as possible. For all of you who party like it's 1973 and then you spilt a little bit deeper, it's 1974. Listen, my God, you haven't reached 2023 yet. You're going to party the next 6 months away, guys. It is an exciting thing. I hope you enjoyed your Independence holiday. It's a great time. I know you guys are out there. I saw all the videos for you over on, Fort Charlotte. I saw all the videos for you guys downtown doing your thing. I want to say thank God that we're here. I know that a lot of persons are indifferent about this. And for those relentlessly pessimistic people, we pray for you. We just pray that you allow the oil to fall from your forehead down your beard. Amen? You're indecent. This is a celebratory time. And we continue to be able to give praise for the fact that we are in the land of the living. A great deal of our brothers and sisters who started off on this fight, this journey with us, they're just no longer here. So we're grateful for all those persons who can actually participate in this. I thank you so very kindly, guys, and continue to be able to do all that you're doing. Well, guys, make sure you pick up your newspaper, the Guardian newspaper. We're going to talk a little bit about these stuff today. You know that we have a series that we're going to be completing this day as we continue to be able to move forward. Guardian newspaper talks about a grand celebration. Pick it up as $1 wherever you get your papers from. Nearly 300 get national honors. The Road to 50 climaxes with a series of spectacular events, and I do agree with them. It's absolutely spectacular events, and we want to be able to commend this administration for being able to go all out, and also the General Secretary, the Independent Secretariat, Leslie Miller Bryce, for being able to do all she's done with class, style, and pizzazz. We continue to be able to thank all those persons who've allowed her to have the autonomy for what it's worth, and doing everything that she's done, right? So pick up the newspaper, guys. And we're here today to talk about something that's important. I wanted to do that as quick as possible, but I wanted to be able to dive deeper into some stuff. We're still on the course for national growth and development. And on this course, we have the responsibility for being able to look at a local concept and idea of what's happening environmentally and also from a national or global standpoint. Today, we're going to be talking yet again about a series that's going to be coming up, a conference that's going to be coming up, the SDG conference, and also the National Climate Change Youth Conference that's going to be coming up. We had these wonderful persons who were here with us from the Sustainable Development Goal Unit and really being able to talk to us about those things. Ms. Rochelle Newbro, she's the director of SDG. She's here with us again today to talk to us about some stuff, and we want you guys to get involved. See, this administration sees it extremely important, right? It is sort of an anchor for us to understand our local position, national position, and our global position as it relates to being able to move towards sustainable development goals and being able to make those things happen. So I want to reintroduce you to Ms. Rochelle Newbro, Chanel Williams, and Kendrika Kemp, who's in here with us today. Am I good or am I good? Talk to me. I'm just a decent man. Say good afternoon to the people. Pull the mic close to you, right?
Well, good afternoon, Bahamas, and we're gonna take the cue from you to be real hyped and invigorated in our presentation.
We got to be hyped today. I mean, it's important because these people are sleeping. Right? They're driving. They're tired. I understand some people didn't get home till 5 o'clock in the morning and work at 7:30. It's too much, right? But we're grateful to be here. Talk to us about what we're talking about for the SDG conference.
I'll let Ms. Camp give the introductions here.
Very pleasant good day. My name is Kendrika Kemp. I'm an SDG officer in the SDG unit at the Office of the Prime Minister. And we are so excited today to tell you about our conference. We were here the other day and, we introduced it, but our conference is actually tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Can you believe it?
I can't believe it.
So quickly, it's tomorrow at the University of the Bahamas. It's starting from 9 a.m. It goes from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Are you excited about it?
Oh, I am very excited.
I think you are. You didn't go out partying last night. You look like vibrant. You look up.
Listen, I'm here. Praise
for it. Praise God. It's a lot, right? So talk to us about this. When the conference starts, a person can still register and whatnot.
Okay. It's a one-day conference. It's July 12th. At the Performing Arts Center at the University of the Bahamas. When we were here last, we directed persons to our website, sdg.gov.bs. We are still taking registration online at this time. You have up until this evening to register, but those persons who are unable to, if you're not able to get online for whatever reason, we also have registration in person. For those persons who are unable to
tomorrow, they can walk up and register?
Yes, they can walk up tomorrow. We're still taking persons tomorrow.
But be early.
But be very early. Be there by 8:30 because the conference starts at 9 and we're starting promptly at 9 a.m.
That's crazy that you had to say that.
We are starting promptly at 9 a.m.
You emphasized it?
Yes.
Because they come in late, right?
Yeah, so if
it's not yet.
Listen, if you're unable to register, you're not going to be able to participate in our free lunch that we're giving. Only those persons who are registered.
I see what you did there. I like that.
Only those persons who are registered will be able to partake in the lunch that we're providing.
And don't forget the swag bags.
Oh, yes. We're definitely having some swag bags.
That's right.
When you register, you're going to get a little something. You're not going to leave there empty-handed.
Listen to me. Swag bags? You got any Tiffany & Co. in there?
Listen, we have all of those good SDG products.
My God. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you get yourself registered and prepared to be able to be a part of this conference, sdg.gov.bs. Register, find out more information for all those persons. You can be able to find out that you can come there. Now, listen, this is not something that we want to promote, but we want to let you know that, don't dismay, don't think that it's over for you. You can still come register at the door. But if you want to find out more information, you gave me a number last time. I'm going to throw the number out again. Is it okay?
It's 702-5500 and just ask for the SDG unit.
Okay. So you can be able to get that and find out more information about that. We're going to dive deeper into those particular things. So what is the expectation for you to be able to get out of this for all those persons who didn't have an opportunity to hear us last time? Talk to us about what you're looking to yield from this conversation, from this conference.
Okay, so the conference itself is designed to bring together various partners who operate across the goals associated with sustainable development. And this conference is intended to discuss how the activities, behaviors, and transactions that occur in our economic and social environments move us towards achieving the SDG and the 2030 agenda. Mm-hmm. So we will have panelists. We have 4 panels that will be held during the course of the day, and the panelists will discuss how progress and ultimate advancement of the 2030 Agenda can be achieved through partnerships in the economic and social spheres. So our panelists will give the perspective from their various fields and sectors on sustainable development and the goals, and they're going to give insight as to what their sectors can do to propel forward the agenda for the Bahamas. So from their vantage point, they can give insight on what we're doing well and what we can improve upon. Also, from the information provided, it is our hope that we can identify the real gaps in sustainable development here in the country. So lastly, based on our engagement with our participants and the panels, recommendations can be made through the committees and, from the participants on what the country's next steps can be with achieving the sustainable development goals. And so, we're going to have a social inclusion panel, an economic prosperity panel. The Prime Minister is going to be there. We're going to have a panel with the Prime Minister, and we're going to wrap up the conference with partnerships for the goals.
And this is going to be from 9 a.m. to
9 a.m. to 5, yes.
p.m. tomorrow.
Yes.
All right? And you can be able to register for this. Now, for all those persons who are listening and who edged or kind of pricked and eager to participate in this, is there a fee associated with it?
There is no cost.
You got to let them know.
No, it's free.
Because you didn't tell them lunch. You didn't tell them swag bag.
The lunch free, the gifts
First
free.
thing
Come on in.
You know they're
everything
thinking,
is free.
oh my God, this sounds
No,
expensive.
you don't have to pay for anything.
Let
You can
'em know.
come in and engage with us. We'll be there from 8 a.m. Registration is
Come
between
early.
8 a.m. to 9 a.m. But we want to close our registration so that we are starting promptly at 9 a.m. So once you come there, you can be registered by 8:30.
How many breakout sessions, if you don't mind me asking?
We're not having breakout sessions. We're having panel discussions.
Oh, panel discussions.
Yes, it's 4.
So it's going to be 4 panel discussions.
Yes.
How are you breaking it up?
Okay, well, we're going to start with our opening ceremony, and then we're going to move right into, what are the SDGs? Then we're going to move into our social inclusion panel. Then we're going to take a little break, come right back, and have our economic prosperity panel. Then we're going to break for lunch. The Prime Minister's panel is going to be next, and then we're going to round up with the partnerships for the goals section.
I'd love to come.
Come on,
No,
register.
I only say that because I got to be here from 12 to 2, right?
Well,
So I could do like a 9.
You can
I
come.
wanna be a
Listen
part of the
now, if you have
economic-
to be here for 12,
Right.
you can actually come at 9 a.m.,
Yeah.
walk right across the street,
Yeah.
like 11:45, you'll be here on time, and then afterwards, you come on back.
If I late, ladies and gentlemen, it's their fault. I just want to be very
Listen,
clear
because
about
you were
that.
having such a good time, you could not pull away.
All right, so I want to come because I want to hear about the economic panel. I want to hear about the economic concepts and ideas associated with that. Do you have any names for those particular persons who are going to be speaking to that? Any names?
For the economic panel?
Yeah.
Okay, we're having a representative from the Bahamas Development Bank. We're also having a representative from the SBDC, Access Accelerator, and we're also having a panelist from Fidelity.
This is going to be good. So all local persons speaking to these particular positions and prospects.
Yes.
Do you have anybody else? I want to know if you're doing anything from an international standpoint. You start to talk about
We do have
partnerships.
we do have international participants coming in from representing the United Nations.
From the UN.
Yes.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be amazing. I mean, when you start to talk about these things, I got some information the other day, and I was kind of enamored by it. These guys, they wrapped me up in the conversation. And I couldn't understand why they're trying to figure out, about sustainability and all these things. It's a $23 trillion industry. $23 trillion that needs to be met before 2030. There's an agenda. You could be able to find out about these things, and if you participate, you could find yourselves in the position to be able to do some things long term. Come and be a part of this. Find out more about this, sdg.gov.bs, sdg.gov.bs, or give them a call, 702-5500. Ask for the SDG unit, and they're going to tell you all about those particular things. Now, for all those persons who still, after all is said and done, and you're unable to show up, you have live streaming.
Yes, we will have live streaming available.
Talk to me.
Through Facebook.
And YouTube.
And YouTube. And you can go on to the official Office of the Prime Minister page, and there will be live streaming there as well.
Okay, guys, so they got all bases covered for you. They didn't charge you anything. They give you an opportunity to be able to be there all day. They're going to make sure to feed you. They give you trinkets and all these things to encourage you to participate in these sustainability or development goals for the country now and well into the future. There is a goal, there is an agenda for 2030, and we need to be able to meet those things. Find out how you can be able to participate in those things. And what I like also is that it's not relegated to the adults, quote unquote. You also have a panel or a conference that's going to be geared towards National Climate Change Youth Conference. That's going to be a day later from the 13th to the 14th. Tell me about that.
Okay, so just to follow up with what Ms. Kemp was saying, we also wanted, while we got the lunch and we got the swag bag, there's also an opportunity for our young professionals. There is a partnership, a financial partnership program, an initiative that's being put together by our UN country office and the Bahamas Development Bank. So we're also encouraging young entrepreneurial professionals to be a part of this meeting, this conference tomorrow, so that they could get firsthand information about the opportunities that are going to be made available to them through this, through that initiative, right? And so now as we move on to Thursday, when we change our focus a little bit, because sustainable development is also influenced by the issues of climate change, we're going to be having a National Climate Change Youth Conference. Last year we did a regional conference. Now this year we're focusing directly on Bahamian youths, 50th anniversary of independence, focusing on our youth, empowering them. And so we're going to have, as usual, our delegates that are coming in from the family islands to make sure no island is left out. They will be participating in this, and this is a 2-day event. So we have a lot to cover, a lot of issues to talk about, a lot of opportunities for insights and new ideas to be put forward by the youth of the nation, because we're not looking at this as a top-down approach. We're looking at this as a bottom-up approach, because they are the ones who are going to inherit the situation that climate change has left behind. We see now, last week, we had, first of all, it was the hottest day in the planet. The next day, broke the first day's record. And the second day broke the first day's record. The third day broke the second day. For 6 consecutive days, we've had the hottest temperatures in the planet.
I just pray to God they don't break my AC. My God.
So this was a really, really interesting thing for those who are sitting around and saying climate change ain't real, right? So, okay, we have hurricanes, so climate change ain't real. We have forest fires that are happening at a significant magnitude. Climate change ain't real. Okay, so the whole world is hot now. What about that? What does that say? So it's about time to bring the youths in, to bring them into this discussion, these negotiations, these things. And so we start here at home, bringing them in, exposing them to the issues, having individuals make presentations about things that are being done while we live in this space. And then, of course, it all culminates with in December with COP28, which is when everybody goes to Dubai. And now you have all the leaders of the world sitting around and they're having that discussion. And just to make sure that our youths don't go so far and then we'd be like, no, the big people take over now. Guess what? They get to go to Dubai as well. So I'll let Ms. Williams talk about how that opportunity is made available to them.
Yes. So the youth that participate and apply to be a part of the competition to attend COP28 will be able to go to the United Arab Emirates or Dubai. And they will be there from late November to early December. The deadline for applying is July 28th. Now, there are stages to this competition. You will write an essay, and then there will be a video component. We will shortlist you by August 15th, and from there we will interview those individuals who are shortlisted. After the interview, you will hear on August 30th if you have been selected to go to COP28, and we will be selecting 2 high school students and 2 college or university students to participate and to be a part of an international conversation about climate change. So please apply. If you come to the conference by July 28th, come to the conference. We will have more information there as well. Apply by July 28th, and by the end of August, you will know if you will be attending COP28 in Dubai.
And ladies and gentlemen, if you're out there and you're listening to these things, I know that you listen with the ears of being able to have your kids involved. oh, my nephew does that, oh, my niece does that, my son, so forth and so on. Do not allow this thing to kind of just, wash over your heads and not be able to absorb it and apply it to your family or to your environment. They get just a pinch over 2 weeks, to get their essay together, to get their minds together. A lot of these kids, they out of school now. They out here partying like it's 1973 trying to figure it out, right? You want them to get their minds together so they can actually give you a good essay and prepare themselves to be able to go to Dubai and represent us to COP28 when it comes on in late November, early December. It's important that we do that. Like they said, they're going to carry 2 high school students and 2 university students. So if you have someone or you know someone who is eager to be a part of conservation, if they're doing these things already, and they want to be able to participate at another level, please let them know exactly how they can do that. Let them know how they can register for that also.
Yes, you can register for the conference and the COP28 competition at youthclimateready.gov.bs.
Yeah. youthclimateready.gov.bs. Make sure you fill out the information. Make sure you get on there. And we're not going to give you any numbers for this because your young person should know and they should be savvy on how to be able to navigate these areas. youthclimateready.gov.bs. And the conference is July 13th and 14th. Tell us a little bit about the conference also.
So it's July 13th and 14th. The venue is the University of the Bahamas, the Performing Arts Center.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the participants, there is an age limit. So participants ages 15 to 25 can participate in person. If you are older member of society and you're still interested, guess what? We live streaming on OPM's Facebook page and YouTube. So you still have an opportunity to participate through that.
So we can't, if I can't show up, I can't get in there fine 25? They can look at me and say, Howard, all this gray in your hair.
This is where we are really telling you
You got swag bags for them too?
Yeah, they get swag bags too, swag bags and everything else. Because these youths, they come in. And we want to make sure that for them, it's a space that's not overshadowed by us more senior persons.
Sometimes you feel intimidated.
Yes, and we want to hear their voices. We want them to speak up. And once they're amongst their peers, it's an easy conversation for them to have. And we will also be having Miss Bahamas Universe. She'll be presenting as well as part of the conference. So it's we just want to make sure that we get this next generation. We see this change in the 50th. We see this change that's happening in the nation, and we want to incorporate them in this particular issue that's going to have an impact on their future. And there's no getting around about that.
No, I agree with you.
Our opening ceremony, our keynote speaker will be the Minister of Agriculture and Family Island Affairs. I always get
Clay
that
Thompson.
one trip. Yes. He is going to be speaking about, and he's going to be addressing things that are vital issue to us as food security. We need to have an understanding of how we are going to feed ourselves. We don't want to be left out trying to figure out where we're going to import food from. We're 50 years old now. We should be cooking our own food. We should be growing our own food, okay?
My God.
So we're going to see how we're going to be making this shift. And then we're going to have a lot of individuals who are going to be making presentations on various things. We're going to be building our homes that are carbon neutral. Patana is going to be there. They're going to be a part of the presentation. We're also going to have, who else we're going to have? We got so many people, I just can't even remember them all, that are going to be making presentations throughout the 2-day event. The Prime Minister is going to be there. And guess what he's going to be doing? He's going to be answering the questions that the youth have. Can you imagine?
Pre-written questions, hopefully.
Pre-written questions?
They got to write it and then distribute it.
Well, they could do that as well as they can, as part of their learning process, they come to an understanding of what's going on. And then there's a question that arises, well, PM, how are we going to be addressing this? I have a concern about, I'm in Long Island, I'm in Ragged Island, and there's an issue that's brewing right now. How are we addressing these sort of things? And also to have him explain to them, well, why aren't we doing it this way? What are the issues or barriers that we're facing that we're not moving in this direction? Because sometimes, people, they create a whole narrative, but that's because they don't have all the information. So we want there to be an understanding with the youth that it's not about the foregone generation, it's about the up-and-coming generation, and we're trying to give them the tools and the necessary information for them to be able to craft and to make steer the ship in the direction that they want to be. So it's important for them to come, to be a part. 15 to 25, in the room. You're older, go online, and then you can submit your questions. We're gonna be
Is this not ages? Come on, talk to me right now.
Yeah. we're going to be taking and paying attention to that live streams and comments. And, you know, if there are individuals who are seriously and they have a concern, we're not running from anything. Is what I want to make sure people have an understanding. But we want to create that space where they don't feel that others are controlling the narrative.
Before we get out of here, someone texts and says, what's the dress codes for the SDG conference tomorrow?
Well, it's professional, business professional.
Okay.
You know, come with your suit and tie and
Clean.
clean.
Okay.
You know, hey, you won't go to work looking a certain way.
No.
So we don't expect you to come to our conference.
My God.
You know, this is a professional environment.
Yes.
With a group full of professionals. So you know, we wanna behave as such. We wanna act as such. We wanna be there.
Go get your blazer out the closet right now.
Dust
Shake it
off a
out.
little bit, yeah.
Spray it out. So it don't smell like mothballs. You know, some people, they wear it for a long time. Just spray this.
Well, for those persons who aren't able to make it in person, you know, we are
Go
live
online.
streaming. So they can go ahead and they can type in their message in the
Yeah.
chat, and we are able to get those questions so that their voices are heard as well, especially for those persons who aren't able to make it from the islands. They can participate.
I want to say this before you ladies get out of here. I want to be able to do this. This is for you and for the Office of the Prime Minister that's listening, and for all those persons who are participating with being able to ensure that we can get this. I want to commend you. I think you're doing a stellar job. Can I say that? I think that this proverbial can has been kicked down the road, and you know, people have pinched a piece off here and there. But I'm grateful for this administration to identify its position and take a significant bite out of it to ensure that we can be able to make some things happen as we move forward into the future. You've been doing a great job. You've been doing a great job, and you continue to be able to do that. So I want to encourage all the listening audience who's out there to be able to go to this conference tomorrow, the STG conference tomorrow. Make sure you go down there, July 12th, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Get in early. Get your swag bag, get all those particular things, get yourself registered right now, sdg.gov.bs. Register, get yourself to be able to get lunch tomorrow. You don't want to be out there and say, everybody eating, and you're looking at them trying to figure that out, salivating while they chew, you swallow. You need to stop it. Get yourself registered now, sdg.gov.bs. Be a part of this and understand that the Office of the Prime Minister, this administration, the government of the Bahamas, seeks to be able to align ourselves with what's coming down the road and prepare not only us, but our children's children for the change that the globe that's happening in the world. So be a part of that. Also, July 13th to the 14th, you want to be able to be a part of the National Climate Change Youth Conference, 15 to 25, okay? For all of you who are out there getting mad hype, 15 to 25, please be a part of that. Find out more information at youthclimateready.gov.bs, youthclimateready.gov.bs. There's a whole thing in there to prepare yourself by July 28th. To go to COP28 at the end of November, the beginning of December, to be able to do those things. They have great persons coming down. They have all these things, and if you get some some things set up that you won't be able to make it, live stream them. You can be able to see it on the Office of the Prime Minister. You can see it on Facebook, and you can see it on YouTube. They get all the information in there. Ladies, I want to thank you so very kindly for being able to join us today to tell us a little bit more about this conference. I am truly impressed by your tenacity, your commitment, your ideas, and this sort of commitment to be able to bring everyone in, your inclusion. So I'm grateful for that, and we just pray that it's successful over the next few days, and hopefully this wouldn't be the first and the last. Talk to me about it.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
I'm grateful for that. Ladies and gentlemen, 96.9 FM radio, Howard Grant in your company, The Foundation. We're going to take this quick commercial break and be right back after this.
Foundation. Foundation. The Foundation.
The Foundation with Howard Grant is brought to you by Alive, Burger King, Commonwealth Bank, the Deposit Insurance Corporation, the Jeff Rogers Basketball Camp, Collect, the Ministry of Agriculture, Marine Resources, Rev Bahamas, Bronze Electric Motors, and Wendy's.
The Foundation.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
At Ron's Electric Motors, they repair and rewind all major brands of electric motors, including water pumps, generators and the generator's back end, welding machines, electric lifts, air compressors, battery chargers, and more. They're equipped to handle up to 850 kilowatts and rewind up to 450 horsepower motors. They're conveniently located on the corner of Wolf and Clarence Roads and are open weekdays 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., Saturdays till noon. They offer 24 hours emergency assistance. You can reach them at 242-356-0249.
Guardian Radio and the Foundation are on the move.
Bahamas, this one's for you.
SBT, Small Business Thursdays. Every Thursday, the Foundation with Howard Grant will highlight small businesses throughout the country, far and wide. Your products, services, prices, and personality. We want to hear it all. Get your 30 or 60-second advertisement heard on air at a fraction of the cost. We here at the Foundation understand the times and don't want you to be left behind. With Guardian Radio, you reach your specific demographic, and it is unmatched.
We reach thousands daily.
Get your products off the shelf and your services in their hearts. Small Business Thursdays with the Foundation, only on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. For more information, call 302-2300 or the Help Me Howard line at 827-0111. SBT, Small Business Thursdays. Get your business moving today.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Foundation. Foundation. The foundation. The foundation. Foundation. The foundation.
96.9 FM radio, Howard got in your company. So good to have you with us today, this beautiful Tuesday, July 11th. Happy Independence, Bahamas. I hope you enjoyed your Independence holiday. I saw all the confetti, all these things. And I keep saying I saw it because, yet again, my wife made me an entire single mother watching. I had to watch children over the weekend, so I was unable to participate in person. But I was definitely there in spirit and celebrating with you. Continue to walk around the house and speak about happy independence. My son's singing the whole thing, right? It's a happy independence, Bahamas, right? It's a wonderful thing that we're doing these things. I'm grateful to be here with you. The lines are wide open today. I just want to kind of recap what we did last week and talk about a couple of things. The numbers to call today, 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Anywhere for the family violence, 242-300, 5720, or you can hit me up, 422-4796. That's a text. Somebody texts, you see me laughing when we come back in, somebody texts and say, all this heat, these people want you wear neck and tie? In the summer, they want us there. Y'all need to stop it. The people say wear neck and tie. You have all the air conditioning you need to be in a cool environment during this time to present yourself professional. Man, listen, just show yourself committed to doing those things. Don't fight them, man. You fighting these people. You fighting the people tell you wear the thing. Wear the thing. Amen? And go down there and show your support for these things, right? Can I say something, though? I want it to be as decent as possible. I know that was the Office of the Prime Minister coming with us just now, and I want it to be as decent as possible. I'm grateful. Oh, God knows these things. I'm grateful. And don't fight me. And if you fight me, I ain't getting against you. This is not an endorsement for anybody. All this preamble, I just want to kind of set this up accordingly. This ain't an endorsement for no political organization. But thank God the PLP in power. Amen? Because y'all would not have been able to party the way that you have partied over the past. And I say party in terms of celebrate, not just loosely out there doing those particular things. Celebrate and identifying our 50th Jubilee in such grand style. Talk to me. I mean, every nook and cranny had something going on. Every government department that we've gone to, this government has given us that sort of an insight and appreciation. I'm sure that more could have been done. Talk to me. I'm sure that more could have been done, right? And look at y'all then call the line. Y'all indecent. You need to stop it, right? I'm sure. I'm sure that more that could have been done. But for what this administration has done in terms of being able to take its course to identify what needs to get done and, pumping the finances into that. Because guess what? It's almost that sort of a parable that old people tell you. What you can do? You can row for food? It's only food. All right? What you can do? You row for money? It's only money. What I mean by that is that it's a time for us to celebrate. And in our Jubilee season, in the time that the shackles are being, falling off of us and giving us an opportunity to be able to access our promised land, and all the tribulation that follows us have to be deterred as we continue on our path for growth and development, I think this is the time that we celebrate. Talk to me. I don't know about you. I don't know where your mind is, because you all didn't show me all the road, every pothole in the road. You are relentlessly and perpetually pessimistic. There's no optimism here. There's always the glass half empty. Stop it. Your spirit ain't right. That's why certain things don't come to you. You can't attract it with that kind of negativity. You have to find the optimism in it. You have to find the possibility for growth and be grateful for the opportunity. Talk to me, man. I just want to be very clear with you. This life we live in, there are numerous examples far before we live to know that we need to be grateful. Once gratitude is a forerunner in our lives, then blessings is inevitable. I can't even get no amen. Let me get a telephone call. Call you on the line with us live. Go ahead.
Hey, good afternoon, Howard.
Hey, what's up, Graham?
I agree with you.
Talk to
that
me.
was well done. No other Caribbean country could have done what we did up at the fort and celebrating. We always have it in the best style. Optimistic,
Yeah.
One of my friends woke up dead today.
That's crazy.
I send condolences to the family. They know who they are.
Graham, hold on.
Thinking about what you said.
Wait. One of your friends woke up dead. This heavy.
Yeah. You go wake up. You're waking up somewhere else. And you better know where you're waking up. Let's just leave it at that. I don't want to turn your show into no preaching.
No, go ahead.
Because I'm good at that. Some of my family came to the Bahamas as preachers and boat builders.
Praise God.
But we'll move on. Just be positive. Because I just watched a lady drop in one pothole on Shirley Street by Standard Services, and I know she come out in that paso yet, but hey, y'all know what I talk about. As the Minister of Potholes from 2008, ordained by that other talk show host, I had to just make that statement.
Go ahead, Graham.
Our country, we celebrate our 50th independence.
Mm-hmm.
What part do we own, Howard?
Mm-hmm.
The bed, the sheet, the pillow, the knife, the spoon, the fork?
Mm-hmm.
What do we own?
Mm-hmm.
That's being optimistic. Because after 50 years, one hospital should have been given to us, the people. Because the foreigner got his big hotel over PI, Cable Beach, downtown, got a big new airport, big U.S. embassy in a country that's tiny and insignificant, pas boom, passe. Why you build the biggest embassy you ever seen in the world here? So what part, and I'll leave you with that, Howard, anyone listening to my voice, you call in and tell me what part of this country, the majority who rule, and apparently we're ruling poverty. The majority should be ruling the resources, the wealth of this country. Let me tell you how crazy it is, Howard. You could book a fancy hotel or a cruise for the Bahamas, but you got to call Fort Lauderdale. Shouldn't you have to call this country to book that cruise or that hotel stay? Shouldn't your money, credit card payment, come to our bank of the Bahamas?
You're getting deep, Graham.
The money don't even come. I go dead deep on you. And I being dead positive, I'm showing you how you could get extra money in the country.
You're getting deep. Let me tell you why. I can go deeper with you. I can't even get my phone fixed without calling some call center elsewhere. Come on, talk to me.
Can you believe the lady called me from Trinidad, Barbados, Jamaica? They keep shuffling it around, the call center. Talk about my credit card. I say, miss, help me now. You in Jamaica? She say, yeah. I say, where is XYZ Bank on Paradise Island? She can't even direct me there. I got to call the lady. We're waking the bank. I had to beg for the cell phone number to call her on a cell phone to find out some data on my credit card. Do they think we are that incompetent?
It's crazy.
That dumb? What do they think of me to put the call center for these big hotel and cruise ships somewhere other than here? Oh, well, they own those things and they get the right to put it. No, you don't, bro. You in my country. I get the right. Or you could leave. Because someone else won't come. I'll leave you with this, since Freeport is near and dear to your heart. I go and negotiate with that port like a boss. I'll say, listen, we're going to split the profits from this port, 50% for you, the investor, and 50% for everybody who has a piece of property on this island. Oh, we're going to fire people to the border. We can leave. Great. You know who's on the phone? Taiwan. They'd love to be the center of the hemisphere with this shipping terminal. I'd borrow money to buy the port. Wasn't it for sale a few years ago? And do a joint venture and make Freeport look like somewhere between Taiwan, who's about to get their butts handed to them on a platter like Hong Kong did. I'd have Taiwan chips building here, or Morocco. You'd be somewhere between Taiwan, Morocco, and listen, Miami a joke. Them buildings a joke. I'd have you all looking like a real modern city. You see the line that's being built by the Saudi king? It's a new city called The Line. You can Google it. I'd have a line from Freeport straight to Abaco, and a bridge connecting the wealth of Abaco through their soil. They're able to grow fruit and vegetable, and you could truck it to the people living in the new city. But the people of Freeport would own 50% of whatever happened there, and the other 50 would go to the investors. Call it PPP, I believe.
Yeah.
But y'all get in swing. Y'all soon have tumbleweed. I can leave you on that positive, though. Callers, call in and tell us, what do we own? What part of this country we own? And that needs to change. Let's go.
You've been very positive today, Graham. I thank you so much for your participation. Ladies and gentlemen, the lines are wide open. But as you know, we're 3 minutes out. I just wanted to touch that. Graham's heavy on this ownership concept. I think the past 50 years is water under the bridge. Is it safe to say that? I think the sort of critical analysis that we're making at this particular juncture to be able to, it don't make no sense calling right now. I have to go to break, you know that, right? But the critical analysis that, and I mean that, gracefully, I don't want to be curt with you guys, but I got to go to break right now, right? The critical analysis of the past 50 years is what we've done over the course of the talk radio for the past 30 years. We've been making analysis. It's time for us to kind of amalgamate that information and understand how we move forward. Is that the National Development Plan? Is that a concept, an idea of empowerment? How does that look? Let's have that conversation when we get back. Let me go to a break, go to news, and be right back after this. Guys, it's 96.9 FM radio, Howard Grant, the Foundation. Be right back after this.
Foundation. The Foundation.
The Foundation. We'll be back right after this.
The Foundation. The Foundation. The Foundation.
With over 25 years in business, nothing says commitment to our people, culture, and service like Rev. And this year is no different. We will continue to elevate your home experience for you to create and share memories for years to come, while keeping you connected to the people and things you love most. Our pledge to provide quality service each year remains true. Rev is made for you.
Come celebrate Independence the BK way with our new Independence King Combo. Enjoy a flame grilled beef patty topped with savory bacon, arugula, crisp onion rings, and our special tropical sauce on a brioche bun. Served with fries and a drink for a flavor sensation fit to celebrate every year. Top off the Independence celebrations with our new Guava Sundae or frozen guava lemonade. Our Independence King Combo and treats are available for a limited time at Burger King Nassau, where taste is king.
Collect. The Bear of the Bahamas has given you 5,000 more reasons to be proud to be 50. Just purchase a 3-pack of Collect at participating liquor stores and bars for your chance to be one of our 5 lucky $1,000 winners. Winners will be announced every Friday starting June 9th. Collect's 5K giveaway to celebrate 50 years of independence is officially on. Just purchase 3 Collect for your chance to be one of 5 $1,000 winners. Follow Collect on social media for more details. Collect, the Bear of the Bahamas. Drink responsibly, but...
Let me ask you a few questions. What's your name?
Pam.
Favorite food?
Steak.
Beer or wine?
Wine.
Is your money safe?
It's under my bed, so I guess so.
Are you serious?
Yeah, why?
Unless your money is in a bank or credit union that's a member of the Deposit Insurance Corporation, there's no guarantee it's safe.
Yeah, but what if something happens to the bank?
Your Bahamian dollar deposits are insured up to $50,000, so you'd still be ahead. Plus, your mattress might catch fire. Then what?
Man, those banks and credit unions are looking good right about now.
Visit the DIC's website at www.dic.bs. Protection for your money, guaranteed with DIC.
My business couldn't survive without my credit card machine from Fidelity. It's fast, convenient, and my clients love it. My sales increased, and I can track my earnings. Get your credit card machine from Fidelity today. Call 356-7764.
This is Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
Foundation. Foundation. The foundation. The foundation. Foundation. The foundation. The foundation.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, 96.9 FM radio. Howard Grant in your company, The Foundation, on this beautiful, gorgeous, hot as hell. Listen to me. It is caliente. It is hot. I'm hoping that, is this a good time to talk about, okay, let's just be decent as possible, right? When I did my customer service training with the government 52-week program, right, we just did the soft skills aspect, right? And we get to a part in these particular skills in the presentation about the importance of hygiene. And everybody kind of, they kind of clutch their, oh my God, I can't believe we're talking about this. But it's essential. It is important, it's crucial. And I'm hoping that all of us take the liberty of ensuring that we keep ourselves groomed. Can I say it like that? This summertime, keep yourself groomed. And, I just want to be decent as possible when I say that. It's summertime. You working close with people, my God. People just come home and talk with you. Amen? They just go elsewhere and talk. Hey, I can't even get an amen. That is neither here nor there. I just wanted to kind of put that out there. It is hot. My truck breathing hot. Because the air conditioning on straight through 94 degrees, 91 degrees outside. So I know I want to be able to kind of be as decent as possible. Guys, keep yourself hydrated also in this heat. And that hydration should come from water. Drink yourself some water or some coconut water. Amen? To be able to do that. We don't want to hear anybody going down from heat strokes. Almost every summer, we hear out of Texas somebody passed away from a heat stroke. So I want to say to you, keep yourself hydrated. Buy yourself some nice cool water. When you go out, put the thing in the freezer in the night. Carry that in with you throughout the day. Keep yourself hydrated. These tumblers these days, you can be able to keep that stuff in there. Keep yourself hydrated. And that hydration doesn't come from consuming alcohol beverages all day. I just want to be as decent as possible. I do for you what my wife does to me. Did you drink any water today? You need to stop, ma'am. So make sure you do that. These temperatures are absolutely bananas. And it is my hope and prayer that we see the opposite as it relates to the colder temperatures. I want to get cold in Nassau. My God. I can't even get an amen. I said December, baby. I wanted snow, geez. Let it snow. Let it snow. Don't fight me. It sounded like it snowed here before. My granddaddy tell me stories. He said, my God, I walked 10 miles in the snow. I said, where you grow up? He want to exaggerate everything. I walked to school 10 miles in the snow. So where did you go to school? In Chicago? You're wilding out right now. It can't be Holmes Rock. Huh? You're doing too much. So, guys, that's the show. The lines are open today. If you want to be able to be a part of the conversation, 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259, anywhere from the Family of Islands, 242-300-5720, or hit me up on the text 422-4796, 422-4796. There's a text in there. So it says, good day, happy Independence, Bahamas. I had a wonderful time, and it was exciting. Don't forget that the PLP government is the party in government. I want to know the cost of all this party. And somebody tell me this at the weekend, right? Howard, I don't know if I could go with Michael Pintard. I said, well, why would you say something like this over the weekend, right? Just driving here and there. Well, I know who you get with, baby. I said, no. I don't go with nobody. I just do what I do on the radio. She said, well, I don't know if I could go with Michael Pindad because he gone there, he dressed up in all the clothes, gone over to England, and then come back to talk about how much it costs for all this money. He confusing me. What do you want? I laugh so much. I say, Michael Pindad wasted me. I say, I planned a whole summer vacation. I say, all right, I can spend about $8,000, right? But buy the tickets, buy this, buy that. I got the money, Buy the tickets, buy this, buy that. You do everything. The wife's Red Lobster 6 times a day. That's what she wants, right? And when you see when you hit the last $1,000, you're mad. Listen to me. When I hit that last $2,000, right? Because he didn't buy the children all their clothes. My son won all the tennis in the world. My next son won all the toys in the world. I didn't do. So when you hit that last 2,000 stretch, I'm mad now. The vacation over. Why did we come? That's the questions I have. Why did we come here? What did we come for? Yeah. So it's always a question about money in these particular instances. And I know that the PLP will give us a very clear account about what they've spent, but I think it's money well spent. Can I say that? Let Howard Grant say that. You don't say that. That's your business. I'm not getting in your business. I am saying to you that I think it's money well spent. I think for the impression and the idea of what needs to happen tomorrow, right? Somebody texted me and says, vacation for rich people. Y'all need to stop it. Vacation for all of us. We need to get away from the drama sometimes and be able to kind of breathe. I want to say this to you. I think when Barack Obama won in 2004, I think was it 2004? 2008. When Barack Obama won for the first time in 2008, after the Yes Weekend, this man was motivating me through CNN. I watching him on MSNBC, on CNN. Well, I couldn't get him on Fox. I'm trying to. I was like, what's going on? Well, I could see him on MSNBC. I could see him on CNN. So I'm watching him, right? And this man motivating me with his cadences, the frequency in his voice, his tone, his persistence, his demeanor, his sort of an optimism that continues to be able to spill out of him, the audacity. Talk to me. That spilled out of him. This man motivated me. I do everything I could do. I pray to God. I think I've been in fast for 3 days. I say, Lord, send me the money. I just want to hit Washington just to put my foot on the ground, Lord, to say I was there. That's all. I was there. Because if God spare our lives, we want to know that we are attached to significant issues like this. You know how much people just have a conversation, they say, well, I was on Selma. I was on the bridge in Selma. I was there when this particular thing happened. I walked during this day. Come on, man. You don't want to be a part of something big? This is big for the country. This is big for the country. 50 years. 25 years when we celebrated the 25th anniversary, the Silver Jubilee for the country. As a young boy, 25 years ago, we were excited, man. Little kids, we were excited. And I think us as adults, we forget about this stuff. We were excited, man. My friends and I were having conversations about, oh my God, I think this was just the time we would watch Marty McFly with Back to the Future, right? And the Nike shoes and the hovercraft and the this and the that and all these things and that and flying cars. We were excited for the next 25 years in this country, not just globally, in this country. We were excited. We wanted to participate. We wanted to be a part of leadership. We wanted to be a part of these particular things. And what happened? 25 years displaced. And we were inundated with tribulation after tribulation, after troubles. And we saw sort of a hairline fracture of success and sort of this glee just momentarily. And then it just was doused with tribulation. And so during this time that we've carved out to identify as our Jubilee, I think it's time for us to be able to be grateful and celebrate. Talk to me. Be grateful and celebrate. This is our Jubilee. And if it hadn't started for you, because it started for me at the beginning of this year, I can't even get no amen from you. I just get mad preaching. But I try to pull it together. That would be decent for you. My Jubilee started this year. And if I take an assessment over the past 6 months of my life, it blew my mind. Even the offers and opportunities that was presented before me absolutely blew my mind. And I'm grateful for it. I am grateful for the opportunity to be where I am. And if that's an indication of what's happening for me, because when the tribulation was happening, I was right in the thick of it with the entire country. Talk to me, I can't get no amen. Save my faith kept me buoyant. That's the only thing. But I was there with you. I was there with you. And so now that I could see the tides turning, we ain't going to beat up on this government or any government for being able to invest into the celebration to identify our gratitude for the time that we're in. Talk to me. Let's be decent, man. We ain't beating up on nobody government. I am telling you, I am happy that this government in, because they know how to party. They know how to celebrate. And this 50th Jubilee is worth the celebration. The lines are wide open, guys. I see a telephone call coming through. Call on the line. How may I assist? Go ahead. Call in the line with us live. Go ahead. No? Give me a call back, guys. Let me see if I can read a couple of these things. It says, say, how about that? Oh, Jesus God. I got a text this morning, and I sure it was Kai Mills. Right? And I don't know who the other. I got 2 voice notes and this video this morning. Say this is happening in Abaco right now, Guanakee. I don't know. I can't verify these particular things. And they call the people foreigners. Somebody texted me and says, Howard, how about that foreigner beating the tourists? And they ain't saying foreigner. It's just me being decent, right? So it says, Howard, are we in 2023 now? I suppose this means New World. So your wife is supposed to be paying to take you to dinner and buying you things and paying for vacation. Equality of finances. I don't think that's what we saw in the future. I don't know what crystal ball you look into, right? It's no crystal ball that grew me up in the tradition of this society says to me that a woman should pay for anything. Talk to me. I feel less than a man when a woman get to pay for it. Oh my God, that could bring depression on a man, eh? I mean, again, if some fellas out there looking forward to that, I don't know where y'all come from. But for us who want to be the kind of man that take care of these things, no, man, that's not what we envision. I envision progression, growth, inclusion, these sort of the ideas of being able to bring youth to the table. But that's not what we've seen. And it segues into the conversation that I want to have with you today. Over the course of our conversation over the last week, I got a great deal of calls, man. I hope you guys enjoyed that series. I got a great deal of calls. Ross and McDonald, Sean McQueenie, Frankie Wilson, Sir Franklin Wilson, being able to talk to us last week about this organization called Unicall. It was by design. I was supposed to have a younger person in here with me today. Unfortunately, he had to go to the hospital to do some stuff. So we had to kind of push back on that. But I thought it was a good time to recap. And the one thread that I've seen throughout the course of this conversation, and I've said this to my guests off air after the conversation, every single person of any prestigious position in our society that I've spoken to over the age of 65 lays heavy on the idea of mentorship. They don't even know that they're doing it. They don't even know. Over the age of 65, and I talk to these men on radio, off radio, wherever I speak to them, there's a name that's seared into the minds and spirits of these men, into the heart, the wall of their hearts. There's a name that says, if it wasn't for this person, man, woman, whoever this is, if it wasn't for this person, I would have never been able to recognize the strength that I have internally to make these significant steps. They've done it. Mentorship has played a significant role in their development. And Craig Flowers, Franklin Wilson, Sean McQueenie, Rawson McDonald, Neil Ellis, all these men pay homage, and others. They pay homage to men and women that they looked up to that took the time with them. But I have to flip that. I have to flip it. I have to flip it and have a conversation about being able to pay it forward. What are many men and women who have succeeded and been able to enjoy the success that they've enjoyed in this country over the past 50 years and some? They have gone from one organization to another. And just listening to this conversation about Unicall, just listening to Sean McQueenie speak about Queens College and being able to take on this stiff-necked position for change and the necessity for being able to usher in a sense of change, the zeitgeist that captured him, that possessed him. Just listening to them, I question myself and say, these are the same men who were the quote-unquote rebellious, or the rebellions of yesteryear. They rebelled against tradition. They rebelled against what existed during this particular time to usher in a new course for the country. And now, when young people do it, they are castrated. They are set aside. They are ignored entirely. And they do not have mentorship. Many a man and woman in this society who have been able to eat off the fat of the land and grew significantly in influence, in financial capacity and capability, in this sort of a reign. They've elevated to this posture and forgot about this sort of a concept. I don't think it's deliberate. I just think that they consume with their time and what needs to be done. Because we're still in the developmental stage. But I wanted to talk about that. So over the course of the next few days, tomorrow, I'm going to have Don Sargent come in here with me. I'm trying to get 3 other persons to be able to come in who is a part of the university and the community to talk about Unicall 2.0. Where do we go from here? How do we move forward in this country now? Where do you see yourself? One of the mainstays in a local conversation is the fact that there is a significant brain drain. But no one's correlating that brain drain to the lack of mentorship. I want you to know, if you do not know this, that we're watching you. Young people are watching you. Even while I was in Grand Bahama from afar off, listening to you articulate your posture and position and your ideas, your desire to be able to see the country move in a particular direction, while I'm listening to you on ZNS and watching the obituary channel with my grandmother, and I'm listening to you, I admire you from afar. I don't even know y'all. As a child, I admire you. your posture, you speak well, and that you command a particular level of participation and even acknowledgement socially. And then I get here and it seems like you're far off. You are, insulated by whatever you got going on. And forget about the need to be able to pay it forward. That's the only way the country can grow. And what you have garnered over the past 50 years pales in comparison to the men and women that you've looked up to from the years prior. You've traveled the world. Many of you, in these particular capacities, are globetrotters. And it was because you've remained committed. And people like Lyndon Pindon and others recognize your skill, pulled you in, and gave you a seat at the table. And I don't mean gave as in, just trying to be able to satisfy your desire socially and say, well, look, we got young people. You have earned a seat at the table, and they've created a way for you to sit there. You've grown significantly. I think the next generation requires that from you. I'm watching so many of you guys pass away. I just want to be as decent as possible. Men and women who we admire, and you're dying full. Can I say that? I just want to be decent as when I say this. You're dying with all this information in you. You reluctant to come on the radio. You think somebody's coming to kill your character. I ain't gonna call your name because I'm decent. But you're reluctant. You then put me in the category of everybody else. You think I come in here to damage your character. Come on, man. Sit on the record with me. In 30 years, in 15 years, in 10 years, children are doing projects in school. They're going to be doing all manner of things. And they can't get this from no library. They need to hear your character, your substance, your passion, your ideas. They are going to use this as a citation. That's why I invite you. Come on, man. Be decent with me. You think this is only for entertainment? I need to hear your heart while you're living with me. I need to hear you, man. And so when I call you, don't refuse me. Don't reject me like you think I come in to assassinate your character. Understand that I truly want this to be on record, that persons could be able to hear you 10 years from now. It ain't about me. We just interviewed George Smith. God, I can't get no amen, Jesus. Just interviewed George Smith. We just interviewed George Smith. He passed away. I met Calvin Cunningham in the lobby. I said, Miss Cunningham, I've always enjoyed you. I have always sat from afar and listened to you. I'm so happy to meet you. Her skin was good. She looked good. I said, Miss Cunningham, how you doing? Come on, I can't get a little hug. She said, oh, I'm so happy I knew. She gave me a card. The card's still in my wallet. I said, can I interview you in a couple of weeks? I'll give you a call. Because I think I had a series or something going on at the time. She said, I would love to do it. The woman passed away 3 days later, something like that. Blew my mind. Y'all stop playing no games. Unfasten yourself from the idea of the tradition and trying to be able to satisfy men and women around you. You have given your all. You already didn't do it, baby. You didn't do it. You didn't fight. You was in the trenches. You did everything. You complied the entire time. Now it's time to tell that story. Don't let me call you and then you jive me, man. Hey, look bad on me. I hear. But it's time for you to be able to sit and tell that story. And no one's going to capture that like Howard. And I know, I blow my own horn and nothing like that. Because I didn't come here with an agenda and an objective. I'm not here trying to be able to wean a particular thing to find you supporting one party or another. I want to hear your story. So I'm going to reach out to some people and I'm going to ask you to sit with me. You see the story we hear from Ruby Ann Dowling? Oh my God. That's all I want. Unfasten yourself from your political narrative and the tradition that continue to be able to keep you anchored into this space, this silo that you exist in. Loose yourself. Because, like my mother said, You got one foot in and one foot out. All of us do. But it's time for us to be able to tell this story of where the country can be. Inspire, motivate a young child who's been listening to you from afar off. Let's do that. Guys, the lines are wide open today. I wanted to talk about this. I want to talk about Unicall 2.0, where the country is going from here, and how do we do this? Stop it, man. Stop it. So many of you keeps doing this thing, man. You keep doing this sort of a, well, Howard, I can tell this story. I can write it down in my diary when I die. Who are you scared of? Who are you scared of? What you scared of? You didn't do everything. What they could take from you. My God, we got to play some Whitney Houston for you. They can't take nothing from you. You have done your part. You have run the race with dignity, with pride. You've lived and nestled yourself in your conviction. Now it's time to tell that story so you can inspire a generation that is wayward. And you are afraid. Come on, man. Get your life together. The little that you may have left. I'm grateful to everyone who sat with me, but all of you know that I keep calling you, man, because I need to get back to the foundation. That's how we build a nation. Maybe we are consumed with this sort of a quote unquote, the architectural design that's structured for another culture. We need to get back to it. And the only way we can do that is from the gatekeepers, the local gatekeepers. That's the only reason I call on you. So I wanted to kind of put that out there. Let me take this quick commercial break and be right back after this.
Foundation.
The Foundation. We'll be back right after this.
The foundation. The foundation.
The Bahamas Public Parks and Public Beaches Authority invites all private companies and civic organizations to adopt a roundabout. This is your chance to stand out from the crowd, beautify and enhance our local areas for residents and tourists alike, just in time for the 50th anniversary of our independence. With this opportunity, you can engage persons on the go, generate media interest, and promote your company. Stand out and celebrate 50. For more information, you can call 242-604-3750.
Alive believes loyalty is not without its rewards. We're offering you a summer full of deals to say thanks for sticking with us. Enjoy free roaming, free data, cash back, and more incredible deals. With a certified fastest network in the country and top-rated service, Alive gives you something worth holding on to. Hold on to the best in the business. Alive. Believe in best. Terms and conditions apply.
Collect, the Bear of the Bahamas has given you 5,000 more reasons to be proud to be 50. Just purchase a 3-pack of Collect at participating liquor stores and bars for your chance to be one of our 5 lucky $1,000 winners. Winners will be announced every Friday starting June 9th. Collect's 5K giveaway to celebrate 50 years of independence is officially on. Just purchase 3 Collect for your chance to be one of 5 $1,000 winners. Follow Collect on social media for more details. Collect, the Bear of the Bahamas. Drink responsibly, but
At Ron's Electric Motors, they repair and rewind all major brands of electric motors, including water pumps, generators and the generator's back end, welding machines, electric lifts, air compressors, battery chargers, and more. They're equipped to handle up to 850 kilowatts and rewind up to 450 horsepower motors. They're conveniently located on the corner of Wolf and Clarence Roads and are open weekdays 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., Saturdays till noon. They offer 24 hours emergency assistance. You can reach them at 242-356-0249.
It's back, the 35th annual Jeff Rogers Basketball Camp, July 17th through 28th, inside Kendall Isaacs Gym, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. For boys and girls 5 through 18. Sign up your child now at South Bahamas Seventh-day Adventist Office, Tonic Williams Highway, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. It's the Jeff Rogers Basketball Camp, July 17th through 28th at Kendall Isaacs Gym, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Special appearances by NBA stars, legends, and coaches. The 35th annual Jeff Rogers Basketball Camp. It's back.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Foundation. Foundation. The foundation. The foundation. 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 The foundation.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, 96.9 FM radio, Howard Grant, your company, live and full effect on the foundation this beautiful Tuesday. It's a short week. So I hope you guys are kind of getting geared up for that. I know that you're excited about this. It's a short week. So do all you can, and happy Independence. I hope you guys enjoying yourselves, man. I'm seeing some people put the Independence flags and all the stuff like that. The Independence paraphernalia, the celebratory stuff out in front of their homes, on their lawns and stuff like that. I commend you, man. I commend you for being able to do that, for being able to take on this kind of a nationalistic pride perspective, to be able to show your pride in these areas. I like that. I see you cut your grass and things like that. You put your sign out there. I want to commend you. You're doing a wonderful job. And these are the things that the kids will never forget. They will never forget the feeling in the air during this time. So stop trying to drown us with this pessimism. Is this a telephone call? Let's try it. Let's see if we get it. Because I tried this line about 4 times, and I did not get it. Calling on the line with us live. Go ahead. Call on. No, I can't get the line. Guys, if you're calling in, I don't know what line this is. This may be this 6232 line. Try another line, 325-4316, 325-4259, or hit me up, 422-4796 on the text line. This line's, I'm not answering this. I can't get this. Let's try again. Call on the line with us live. Go ahead.
A pleasant good afternoon, Howard.
Okay, I get it. Go ahead.
Okay, Howard, let me tell you what's happening. People calling you, right? They be on the line so long. Would you talk from commercial break to the next commercial break? Then you go. Then all of a sudden the phone go on the
Sparky,
busy
every
tone.
time you call a show, you're going to have to stop doing this.
No, I'm just saying it. The phone
I understand.
goes on
I told you I
busy
tried
tone,
the
so when
line
you
4
call-
times.
Then you call back. You don't hear nobody because the phone went busy from your end.
Okay.
Because people be holding on to you. Then you go from one commercial break to the next commercial break. I mean, that's your show. But what I'm saying is, I wanted to call in also to congratulate and thank the Bayman people for what I saw.
Mm-hmm.
How would you know when things just seem to happen right at the wrong time, at the right time, at the wrong time?
Mm-hmm.
Then your car break down on you and the mechanic busy.
Mm-hmm.
The whole island looked like it was in party mood. All the bars was full of people buying liquor. All the streets was full of people ducking on long lines, especially going to the Western Fort. Coming from Cable Beach, coming from Montague, coming Mackey Street, Shirley Street, Woodford, every place was long line cars, plus they ducking holes.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And everything was busy, then your car break down. So I got to go out. Some friends came. We just buried a friend who died just a week ago. We buried him on Saturday. I couldn't get to the funeral because my car was down. I was supposed to be there. But Saturday evening, we got to go down to Aqua Fire down on Cable Beach. There were a few cold ones. Then we were supposed to come to your friend, Kiki Gapini. We couldn't get there because of the long lines coming up West Bay Street. Then we was trying to get to Green Paris to kill time to go to Junkanoo. Couldn't get nowhere because of the lines. That's how much crowds was going around this country. Everybody appeared to have a very good time. And I'd like to say congratulations to Bahamian people. I think you gave your best. And the funniest thing is, I can say this in a joking matter, the PLP was there at the first one, and the PLP was there at the 50th one. If that ain't tell you something. I love the way our Governor General dressed at the event. That shows class and Bahamian beauty. I love the way the casual look the Prime Minister had on at the fourth occasion. It shows our culture with the floral Bahamian style, not no suit and tie and necktie and thing like, bourgeois thing.
Mm-hmm.
I admire all of that. I love the Bahamian people, how they turned out in droves, who couldn't sit down, was seated, everybody was throwing their flags on time. I think all the performances, it was immaculate. I loved all the dresses, the way the religious people operated on that time, the way the dancers, the performers, everybody seemed to have given it its best. But at the end of the day, like Graham says, what do we as Bahamians own? We still have foreigners coming in and taking us over, telling us what to do, when to do, and how to do. We still hiring consultants from this way and the next way when we send our people off to universities from 1973. We come out and graduate higher than most of them in the same universities. Yet they come here and they get better jobs than we get. When we come back home, they want to give us $30,000, $40,000 a year, but want to give the foreigner $100,000 a year, plus a house in Life at Key and a chauffeur to take the car to the children to St. Andrews, plus to play tennis and play golf and everything. But a Bahamian got to find his own house, can't start his own business, can't get nowhere. Only the elites could get it. And then at the end of the day, I got to listen to the king. God bless the king. The king tell me how he enjoyed the 50 years of how we treated his family. Every time him and his mother came here, how they got the royal treatment, and how the land still belonged to the crown, and the Bahamian people still have nothing. It makes me angry. We still begging to get a doggone piece of land to build a house. We take 20 years to try to pay the mortgage, and at the end of the day, the mother and the father who tried to buy the little government house have to leave it for their children and grandchildren to finish paying for it because they can't afford to pay for it after the many jobs they lost left, right, and center. They end up trying to pay for it with their pensions. Mm-hmm. We can't afford to go to the food store to buy food. We can't feed ourselves. We import everything. After 50 years, and we bragging, I think we went back 50 years. Wow. Now we need to start all over again. Let's go, Brave. You gonna do it.
I appreciate you, Sparky. I appreciate your Juan used to call that a compliment sandwich, right? The meat of what he said was in the middle, but he gave us sort of a compliment to kind of bleed into it. I like that. This is not me saying that these things don't exist. This is not me saying let's ignore these particular things. This is not me saying that, the space that we're in should not be a space that we are afforded to speak to national issues that concern us. But all I'm saying is to you, as whilst we're, continuing to be able to pour into this proverbial barrel on a day-to-day basis with our ladle, right? Ladling issues from one side to another all day, scooping it in. The tribulation barrel is overflowing. All I want to talk about is being able to lend balance to this and talk about gratitude. That's it. Don't fight me. I'm riding on the same road you're riding on. Don't fight me. I know what you're talking about. But does our kids see that 50 years from now? 25 years from now? 15 years from now? When it's time for them to participate, do they carry this spirit into the developing country? Let me tell you something. Let's just be very clear about this. And I see your telephone calls. I'm going to be very clear about this. Don't cuss me like how Sparky's cuss me every time. When Frankie Campbell, when Ross and McDonald, when Mr. Campbell was talking to us about a gentleman's name, I wrote his name down. Let me get his name. Anthony Thompson. Right? When Anthony Thompson came back, when Frankie Campbell, when Russell McDonald, when Sean McQueenie, when Perry Christie, every single one of them couldn't wait to get back home to participate. Every one of them. They was eager to get back home and show this is what I've learned. Now, their children going off and can't wait to never come back again. They want to throw away their live chip and their BTC chip. And you got to call them on T-Mobile or AT&T. That's how much they want to rid themselves of anything to do with this place. Something changed. That's all I'm saying. Something changed. There was an eager participation and a desire to show you my skills that I've learned over the years. Frankie Wilson. So Franklin Wilson said to us that, hey, Anthony Thompson couldn't get a job. He was on an honors program. And he was able to do a great deal of things. And when he came back, from a commerce program. When he came back, he couldn't get one job. He said 3 years later, displaced, I was getting jobs offers all over the country. Your children come back with masters, PhD, so forth and so on, into the same space that requires change and growth. And already heard the stories of how the people tell you right after the, well, you know, you're overqualified. This the same country that our forefathers would have gone through tribulation and allowed the system to shift to reject our children. That's all I'm saying. Let's bring back mentorship. Let me take the next telephone call. Caller, you on the line with us live. Go ahead. Caller, you on the line with us live. Go ahead. Let's try next call. Caller, you on the line with us live. Go ahead. Next line. Go ahead, caller.
Good afternoon, Howard.
Good afternoon, my brother. What's happening with you?
Wonderful, buddy. Yes, you my cousin.
What's happening, man? All is well?
Yeah, wonderful, Howard. Listen, Howard, it's one of the first time I must say that I agree with Sparky. You know, Anderson, London, Finland, Eddie Hanna, and Clementine Miller, we have something known as Bohemianization, you know, where they had the stream where Bohemians become owners, right? Mm-hmm. So Bohemians, like you say, you go to college, they come back, you know, they can't get the job, they don't get the same salary, you know. We still have a thing in this country whereby the Bohemians retire at 65. But you have foreigners, you know, some of the general managers, they still get work permit over 55. You know, the Bahamas really need to revisit the immigration policy or the Bohemianization policy, okay? And until that happens, we don't have really true independence. We have interdependence because we still depend on foreigners to make it happen, okay?
Wow.
Bohemians get no opportunity, and that's a shame. After 50 years, we've gone back.
Wow.
Thank you, Alvin.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for your telephone call. Let me take a next telephone call. Next one.
Okay.
Caller, you on the line with us live. Go ahead.
Howard, good afternoon, my friend.
Hey, what's up, Jeff?
Right, yeah, boy. This is the first time I've been spending the whole morning just listening to different persons and, you know, soaking in what what's really on the Bahamian people's mind.
Yeah.
You know, I want to pay compliments to Sparky because many things Sparky spoke to a couple minutes ago is on point. The last caller, on point, talking about Bahamianization. Let me tell you something, and to Howard, what you said is also true. These children are not coming back to this country because they see the struggles that their parents had to go through just to survive in this country, just to even provide for them.
Watch me, Jeff. But if parents going to be honest, they telling their children, don't come back, baby.
A whole lot of them are telling
their children
not to because
they won't be honest with me.
The current environment is not conducive for any behavior.
They gone over across the street, wherever they gone, and find a flat or apartment or whatever to take care of their children and say, well, this is for us when we come over to visit. That ain't true. This is for you to set yourself up. Don't come back home, baby. You're comfortable.
Yep. You're absolutely correct.
Okay,
Howard.
talk to me.
Let's put it into this perspective. You know, the previous caller, the caller before the previous caller is actually on us. I think it was Sparky. Mm-hmm. You know what it is to go off, get your education, come back into this town, and then because of our salary standards in this country, pay you way below of that which you can make in the United States or Canada. You could make $100,000, for instance, and when you come here, you'll be lucky enough if you make $30,000, if lucky, and you got to be a part of be affiliated with someone influential. Even if you get about 40,000, you know, and then you talk about the age bracket in this country. There are many persons in this country well over the age of 65 who are still well employed. Mm-hmm. But many of us as Bahamians who even in our late 50s cannot get employment because as far as they're concerned, they're getting close to the retirement age. Mm-hmm. It is a double standard in this country that has a lot of people riled up. And it's like it's a setup that the Bahamas is not for Bahamian people. Mm. We are at the point right now, to be honest with you, it's like a setup that Bahamians are not supposed to be prosperous in their own country. Mm-hmm. And the wealth is here in this country, you know. And the same certain persons who you see always name being called, they are making the big salaries that many of us desire, and we can't even get nowhere close to it. So when we as Bahamians going to stop accepting the treatment that we are getting and realize that this country, there's lots more in this country that we can benefit financially.
Wow.
But it seems as if it is deliberately being held from us because they figure as soon as we are empowered financially, they have no more control over us as Bahamians. That's the end game. So you keep the wealth from us. You keep us subjugated as slaves, and
keep
we
it,
must just
and
sit
then
here
dangle the
and
carrot.
accept that.
Then dangle the carrot.
In 50 years, Howard?
Yeah.
Come on, man. Many of us came back home because of the golden dream that our late father nation painted. Go get your education, come and help us build the country and benefit from the country.
My God.
50 years later or so forth, we are nowhere near close. We are struggling to decide whether to pay the light bill or put food on the table.
My God.
It's ridiculous.
A country
It's
in
totally
arrest.
ridiculous. And this current administration, I'm going to say this and then I'm going to hang up.
Okay.
If this current administration does not change that paradigm and stop the foolishness that, you got to be a PLP in order to make it up and get something, that's a bunch of nonsense. The PLP that I know of, it says wipe the tail from every eye. It
Not
didn't say
some eye.
wipe the tail from every PLP eye. Wipe the tail from every Bahamian eye.
I think you should have read the fine print.
Okay? Fix it.
You ain't read the fine print.
This is the message that these pundits of this political party is putting out here in the public domain.
Yeah.
If you're F&M, you ain't gonna eat. If you're COI, you're not gonna eat. If you're anything else, you're not gonna eat. And finally, I close on this note. I had a friend who told me no longer than 2 days ago, Jeffrey, you know something? The things that you speak to are the truth. We totally agree with you and everything. But you know what? At this stage, in order for you to make it in this country, shut your mouth.
My God.
Now I can tell you, if that is the MO of the Progressive Liberal Party, I can tell you, you're going to lose a lot more people than what you all have voted for you all here. Because these people are here, Howard, and I'm saying it with a tear in my eye, and my heart is hurting. If this is the MO that our Bahamian people suffered in this country under this government, well, let me tell you something. This country is in trouble. We're going to lose a lot more of our children in this country who want to come and help build this country for the better. We can continue to lose them in droves because they're seeing their parents and the people here in this country who really mean nation building and build this country according to what the first cabinet of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas and the first father of the nation and the only father of the nation spoke to for this country about Bahamianization. We're going to lose this country much faster than we could ever imagine. Thanks for taking my call, Howard.
I hear you hard, Jeff. I do appreciate your telephone call. I could hear you hard. I know a lot of people are bleeding. But I don't know. I mean, I've come from the position where I don't know whether or not we could whilst we working, let's cry. Talk to me. Whilst we applying ourselves to growth and development and putting ourselves, our passions, our convictions on the line, our talents to the wheel, we could cry then. But to sit down and sob with an expectation of an external change and not participate in it is difficult. I don't mean that for you, Jeff. I'm saying generally. There are lamentations going up to heaven every day on behalf of the Bahamian people. But is there sort of toil in the city? Is there work? Are you applying yourself to growth and development, or is your spirit broken? Let me take a next telephone call. Caller, you on the line with us live. Go ahead.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Howard Grant.
What's up, my brother?
It's always a pleasure. Yeah, some very moving statements from Sparky. Come on, straight up. I feel it with Jeff. You know, the thing is we have turned left, and so I just want to see if I could get in some points here quickly. But, you know, firstly, Chapter 6 in Keisha Leonard Ellis's book, A Little Layman's version of the Constitution, under the executive branch, it states briefly, clearly, the Queen is the top authority in the Bahamas. The Cabinet has the general control over the government and reports to the Parliament. And so then we look at subsequent paragraphs down the line where certain powers the Governor General still has in tandem, and then the Prime Minister is able to request the Governor General to do certain things and vice versa. So we still look at the power and the representatives. So that's just a blatant statement. That has nothing to do with me. And so we still say independence. I say independent sense. And so they got to forgive me here, right? But I liken it to like when I have my my bulldog lock up and I let him out, how he's be happy. That's the same thing how the master. See, I'm looking at it from the slave master perspective. They have to forgive me for this here. That's how I'm looking at it.
Yeah.
And so we are celebrating something that we shouldn't have to have never been celebrated because we were supposed to always have been free.
My God.
So you have to understand. See, I gotta help. Someone give me some help because I have to speak my mind. Okay. Yeah. So that I want to know. But I didn't want to dwell on it. And firstly, the guest you had on about the climate change, I really would take up your offer because she's painting a one-way narrative, and she's not even. No one is saying the climate isn't changing. I'm saying the reason why and the reasons they're giving us. So she's coming on off shallow. And then another thing is how the ceremonial at the fort, it highlights the fact of a real effective busing system. You know what I mean, Howard?
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody was trying to get into converge on that particular area.
I see what you
and
did
it was a nightmare.
I like
about an hour and a half, or an hour.
That's the way to get
I
out.
went out there because I have young children, right? And so just wanted little man and my little daughter to just experience it because they was there. I think not the last one, but just to see it. But the model has changed altogether. It was the already model in that they had no cars allowed on Bay Street, on West Bay Street, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what it was, I had to walk from just south of the Humane Society, right? So I had to carry little man in one arm because he was crying he wouldn't go in the bush, and I had to put him in the bush. So I had to carry the bush in one arm and lift. So when I reached there on the western side, she said, "This is the entrance for the VIP." And I was sweating, so I was kind of vexed. I said, "But I wonder if they can tell God that when they reach heaven, like this
My
VIP,
God.
like this is what the model they've created." You really think? Come on, man. What is a VIP? Come on, Mr. Grant. And they just the people who spreading out about inclusivity.
Wow.
And then when you reach, they said, "But you have to go down the hill, go back down the hill because you came up on the north side. You have to go back down, go to the main by road traffic up the hill there, and then you funnel through a little tunnel with hundreds of people, and it's anti-COVID. So I'm wondering where's COVID? Where's the concern for the outbreak? This is Howard, climate change. Something. I need to debunk these people, man, because this is getting too far.
Well, I want you to go to the STG. Go to the conference. Go to the conference.
I don't need to go to the conference, Carl. But I'm beyond the conference because guess what? You really believe they're trying to get rid of poverty, Howard? But back to the celebrations, Howard. What I'm saying is, when I did reach in, it was a trap zone. You still had to come back out through the little tunnel to get back to go to the food court up on the hill, up on the south side of the hill. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I was wondering where was the efficiency.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was just, you know what I mean. Given it was quite humid, but I was wondering why there was only one entrance.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for the league, why was only one entrance? They could have done better than that, given the fact that West Bay Street had no traffic. So they don't really care about people. It was just you waste more time getting there than what you really enjoyed. Have a blessed day.
I appreciate you. Let me take the last telephone call. Call you on the line with this live. Go ahead. Call you on the line with this live. Go ahead. No? Last call. 30 seconds. Sorry about that. Go ahead, caller.
Hey, good morning, Howard.
Hey, baby. You got 30 seconds.
Thank you. Listen, I love the scenery at the tattoo. However, I agree with the gentleman just now. It was a trap. I didn't like the way they had tunneled you in. They take so long. The line. Listen, I left after 9, and there was still a long line trying to get in. You already got in. There's no place to sit, and the police is telling you if you can't find some place to sit, you got to go back out the gate and stand out there. They're not allowing you to stand inside. I understand the security risk and so on and so forth, but being able for everybody to come on the premises like they did prior, I think that would have been easier because that it wasn't working. I left. I left. I watched the rest on TV because I couldn't deal with that. That was just a bit much for me.
Wow. I appreciate your telephone call, my dear. I'm hoping that as we push past these particular things, and everyone's listening in terms of being able to take these decisions into account of ensuring that we have more exits, more opportunity, more access, and so forth and so on. I'm hoping that pushing past all of that you enjoyed yourself. In these last few minutes, I want to say to you, thank you. You've used my show to, I've heard your hearts. And I thank you so much for giving me that opportunity to be able to put that information out there. I am on board with you 100%. This idea for national growth and development is at the forefront of my heart, is at my frontal lobe. I think of every single day, how do I retain my voice, my position, speak to the country, no holds barred, and still be able to take care of myself and my family. there is a unique line, right? This fence that we straddle between conviction and responsibility is heavy. And so I say to all those persons who participated, know your role. Or the men of old and the gatekeepers of this country, you have a responsibility. The men before you did it. It is time for you to take on that responsibility and change this course. Young people are eager to come back home. As a Texas comer, this is Howard. I'm 41 years old, and I moved to Canada last year. Best move I've ever made in the Bahamas. It says, best move I've ever made. The Bahamas is not for Bahamians. I miss home, but I refuse to come back. It's a text. This guy's texting me from Canada. This is wild. Let's keep talking like this, guys. I thank you so much for participating. Tomorrow is Wednesday, a panel discussions. I got great people coming in. I'm excited about that. I want you guys to participate. You know what to do. Give me a call, 827-0111, if you want to be able to take it further than that. We're still going to talk about Atlanta. We still got to talk about China. We're going to have good things. Guys, stick and stay for Zhivago Lang with Z Live. This is The Foundation with Howard Grant. I thank you so much for being able to participate and be a part of this. I'm going to see you tomorrow, God spare, right here on 96.9 FM. Have a beautiful day, guys.
Foundation.
The Foundation with Howard Grant is brought to you by Alive, Burger King, Commonwealth Bank, the Deposit Insurance Corporation, the Jeff Rogers Basketball Camp, Collect, the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources, Rev Bahamas, Ron's Electric Motor.